Hi, gorgeous. This is episode number 329. You are listening to HeartSellsPodcast. I'm your host, Christine Schlonski, and it is Variety Friday. I am so excited that you are here, and this is the first Variety Friday of 2021. I am wishing you a wonderful, happy, healthy, prosperous new year, and I hope that your dreams become a reality this year, at least most of them, and that you really can go and thrive in your business, in your life, have a fun time while impacting others with your wonderful gifts. So I just wanted to say I am so grateful we are starting this year together, and let's rock this. So what I noticed, not just in myself, but also when I talk to my clients who really want to shift into selling with ease, grace, and confidence, is that they have New Year's resolutions, most of them. And then after some weeks, a couple months, they kind of have forgotten about their New Year's resolutions. So I want to take you today through a goal setting process that is not your regular goal setting process, where we're going to go a little bit deeper. I hope you are ready. If you are, get a notebook and a pen, get a beverage of your choice, and let's get the ball rolling. This episode is brought to you by HeartSellsAcademy, the place to be if you have a gift, but you do feel that giving your gift to the world seems complicated because you can't sell. You're not rewarded for all the work you do. You are underselling and overgiving all the time, and you would love to know the secret, how you can sell with ease, grace, confidence, how you can be authentic in the process and true to your values and still make the money and income you want to make. If this sounds familiar, if this feels like this is you and you are ready to move forward, you're ready to get results, and you are ambitious and heart-centered, obviously, then hop on over to ChristineSchlonski.com and book your sales assessment. So I or my team can go with you over your sales skills, your strengths, and what the next best move is to really get you into thriving. All right, let's start with the journaling. I am so super pumped because, goal setting is such an interesting process, and we create the process most of the time with our logic. So I want to invite you today to include your heart as well in the process. Most of the time, people think about goal setting like, okay, they want to receive a special income goal, or they want to lose weight, or they want to travel somewhere, or whatever it is, right? Whatever it is for you, get clear on 5 of the most important goals you have for yourself. And when you write them down in your journal, and after you've written them down, so take a moment and do that right now. You can just pause the audio. And when you come back, you've written down 5 goals. All right, I hope you wrote down the 5 goals. Now check in. Are these goals, are that truly your goals? Or is it something that you think you need to achieve because of someone else? And if that is the case, then take a pen and cross it off your list. It has nothing to do there, it doesn't have any right to be there, right? Because it's not your goal you want to achieve for yourself. So when you want to be authentic, you really have to understand your truth. You have to feel your truth. And often we do something to please someone else, to make somebody else proud of us, or whatever it is we think we achieve, but we do not achieve that goal just for us. And I feel that this is not your truth. It's not going to support you. And most of the time, it will keep you away from actually going for your dreams. So at this point, it's super important to get really clear on what you want. And these goals can be big and audacious, and I hope they are, because if you have that drive, if you have that desire to achieve those goals, You can get to it bit by bit. I'm not saying you have it tomorrow just because you've written it down today, but it is a start. And the more honest you are with yourself of what you really truly desire, the better. So now that you've written down the goals, take the one that you feel right now is the one that's most important to you. Right? Whatever that is. I'm just going to take a sales goal for you because you're listening to a podcast that helps you sell, right? That inspires you all around selling, shifting your mindset for sales. So let's just say you want to double your income, right? It doesn't seem to be that far away. It probably seems doable. So just imagine you want to double your income. And whatever it is, you do the same process with your goal. Maybe doubling your income is not one of your goals. And maybe it's not the most important one. Maybe, working on your relationship is important, or having more free time is important, or maybe you want to lose some weight. Whatever is important for you, you take that goal and you write it down. You check in, is it really a goal you want, like truly from your heart? Or is it something that someone else wants for you, which then it doesn't qualify, right? We already said that. So now with doubling your income, let's go to the next level. Well, if that was a goal, then why didn't you achieve it last year? So now you want to write down what was in the way, or what do you feel was missing, and that has kept you away from achieving the goal. So it could be that you didn't have the knowledge, that you didn't have the resources, that you didn't know the how, that you didn't have the mentor or the coach or the right program, that you are still super afraid of making an offer. Whatever it is, you get really, really clear on what it is and you write it out, right? It's really good to get it out of your mind onto paper so you can look at it. And there's no judgment. Whatever it is, it just is. Right? Don't give it a meaning. Don't make it more important than it is. It just is what it is. So looking at this, you kind of understand what's missing. So you can take the first action steps and towards filling that gap. Right? For example, if you didn't have someone to guide you, you can go on the lookout and you can have conversations with people who might be able to support you. Or if you wanted to be in a community and you are not, maybe you want to check out HeartSells members community. Just saying, right? Look for what you need for you. What do you feel was missing and how can you close that gap? And if you feel, well, there was nothing missing, I just didn't know, I didn't have the process, or I just decided that I want this to be my goal, well, great, then we're gonna get to work. The next question you need to ask yourself is, why do you want to achieve this goal? Why is this so important to you, right? So for example, if we stay with the goal, well, I want to double my income, right? You want to double your revenue, or even better, you want to double your profits. Why is that important to you, right? You might have all the different reasons. Maybe one is you want to have more impact. Maybe one is you want to work less and you want to outsource more. So that means you need to bring people on board. Maybe you want to give more to a good cause. Maybe you want to invite your family to travel to a beautiful vacation. Maybe whatever you wish in, ... right? You fill in the gap. But get clear on the why. And then if you have that first why, for example, well, you want to have more impact. Well, why do you want to have more impact? Go deeper. Don't stay at the surface. Go deeper. Why do you want more impact? Well, because it makes me feel good. Because I love seeing people excelling with my support. Because, right? So go deeper on that level. And when you have answered that, you even go one deeper, right? So you can really get to your true why. And then you are really connected with that goal because you know the why of your goal. I think that every single goal has their own why, but also at the bottom of it all, when you really, really go deep, the foundation is your personal true why, right? The why could be being the best role model for your family. It could be being a huge impact maker, leaving a legacy, if that's for you. It could just be having the freedom and time you desire to do what you want to do when you want to do it, right? That's a huge one for me. I want to create my life in a way that I can make all these choices, right? That is something that drives me, that makes me happy. And by helping others, by supporting others, by seeing them thrive, it's so rewarding. So what is it for you? What puts a smile on your face? So now you're connected to your why. You know exactly it's the goal you want. And then the next question is, how do you feel when you achieved it, right? So looking back and saying, well, this is going to be like a 12-week project, because that's kind of a good time frame where you can take daily actions. It's not too far away. And, you know, you kind of have a natural urgency as well, because 3 months pass by pretty quickly. So what do you want to do in those 3 months? And how do you want to feel after these 3 months? And you tune in and you just feel it, right? You need to connect with the frequency of your goal. So if you want more money, or if you want something, whatever it is, something more beautiful or better, usually those things are in a higher vibration from where you are. So you want to connect with that vibration. And we all vibrate on a certain level, and that certain level is determined by our emotions. Actually, there are several studies, but one study I really like, and I would love for you to have a look, you can just Google it, is a study by Dr. David Hawkins. And he kind of put a map of consciousness on the planet, so to speak. So in his book, Power versus Force, he actually muscle tested over 200, I think it's something like 200,000 times or something. And they conducted research where they tested different emotions, and they figured out that those emotions have different frequencies. So for example, if you keep beating yourself up because you're not where you want to be, right? Maybe you feel guilty because you still haven't achieved your goal. You kind of screwed up another time and you don't know what to do. While guilt or blame or shame, they have very, very low frequencies. Well, if you are going for a goal that says, well, I want to double my income, I want to double my profits, I want more impact, and you are actually being on such low frequency, that's not going to attract your goal, because your goal is on a high frequency, right? If you want a high level of impact, if you want a lot of money, that's really a higher vibration. So you kind of need to align yourself with that higher vibration. So you kind of have to work through the fear, the guilt, the shame, whatever is coming up, right? Even desiring, like really desiring in a way that's more like desperate, has a pretty low vibration. So when you're thinking about how do you want to feel when you have achieved your goal, well, there are probably a lot of positive emotions coming up. Maybe you will feel joyful, or maybe you feel like you are in bliss. Maybe you feel harmony or inner peace, which all have pretty high vibrations. Maybe you feel love, which has a high vibration of over 500 hertz. So you want to tune in to those positive emotions that you will feel when you achieved your goal, because that is how you connect. And when you then can envision your goal, it will be so much easier to come up with the steps why you want to do what you want to do, right? What can you do next? What's the next best move to take? So now you're clear on that. A, it's a goal that you really want. B, you already know your why. C, you're aware of the vibration and that you need to adjust your frequency to the frequency of your goal. And then you know already the first action steps. Maybe you even see more than just one step, but one step at a time is all it takes. So when you go from A to B, at B you might be able to see what you need to do to go to C, right? And so on and so forth. It is a journey. See it as a pathway, right? And sometimes, we have a pathway that goes up and down and left and right, and maybe sometimes you go in a circle and you come back to move forward then. But it is a path that you are on. So envisioning that you only have from A to B with, like a direct way, that's usually not the case. So just be prepared that this might not be the case, but be okay to take one step after the next. And after you implemented and took action on every single step, at some time, you will have achieved your goal. And then you will feel like you practiced already how you will feel once you reached it, right? So when we see sometimes athletes who win like the Olympics or some other great competition, yes, they are super, super stoked, but when you talk to them, it's nothing new for them. They already have won over and over and over in their own mind. They already have achieved that goal in their own mind before they achieve it in reality. And we can do the same thing with doubling our income or tripling or whatever you want to do, with losing weight, with being healthier, with having more fun, with creating a bigger level of freedom in our lives. That is what we can do. We practice it in our minds. So when you journal out your goal, and I recommend to have 5. You probably have a ton more, but take the 5 most important, that if you would achieve them, that would be those needle movers, where you really feel like you are accomplished, you are happy, you're full of bliss, you can't believe that you get to live this wonderful life, right? Those 5 steps. And depending where you are on your journey, these might be goals that seem for someone else like tiny goals. Don't get into comparison. You do not need to start with $1 million in your account, with driving the Ferrari if that's you, or having the big mansion. That's not the question. The question is, where are you on your journey, and what are the 5 most important goals for you? Not for society, but for you. What would make you happy? And then you start with the first goal, with the most important goal of those 5, and you go through the process. How do you want to feel when it's done? What is the why? Why do you want to achieve that, right? That comes before how you want to feel, right? You want to get clear on your why. Why do you want to achieve that? How do you want to feel when you have it? When you have achieved it, how do you feel then? And then you really connect with the frequency of that goal. So when I think about my goals, for example, I have a smile on my face, right? It's so beautiful to imagine it. I already feel so full of bliss because I have achieved it. And it just makes me happy to think about it. Am I there yet? Well, no. Will I know how long it takes? Well, not either. It will take as long as it will take. But just knowing that I have the goal, that I'm excited about the goal, that I know the why about my goal, that I know how I feel when I have achieved my goal, then I know what steps I need to take. What's the next step? I only need to know this one step. And from there, I can make a new decision once I have achieved that piece. And then goal setting becomes a lot easier because you don't get overwhelmed with the big outcome that you can't get to, right? If I would tell you I want to lose 10 pounds, well, I need to lose maybe half a pound first, and then a pound, and then 2 pounds. It is a journey. So what happens to your goals? While you go through that process with each and every single goal, you will have, or you might have, different whys for every single goal, and maybe you feel a little bit differently when you achieved every single goal, And maybe the goals do have a different frequency, but one thing is for sure, they have a higher frequency than you are vibing on right now. So you need to elevate your frequency. And you do that by imagining how you would feel. And if you then can get a visual for you, maybe you have something. People love vision boards. I'm not a huge fan of vision boards because usually I do not want to sit down for hours to collect pictures, and then in my mind, the picture is different than from those pictures I find. So I'm not a huge fan, but I know that it works. I know so many people that really work with vision boards, super successful. So if you think that you can work with a vision board, I just want to encourage you to give that a try and to put little visuals somewhere. As I like journaling, I just write it down. I have words as a reminder, or I call my alarms on my phone with different names. One could be like the money magic, and one could be like sales goal, or whatever it is, right? So you can set little timers throughout the day so you get a short reminder. Or you can, schedule emails that you send to yourself where you get a short reminder of just taking a minute out of your day at a certain time in your day. And you just sit down, you breathe in, you connect with your goal, you imagine how you feel when you achieved it, you get again clear on your why, and you just feel the bliss that you have when you know you have done this, right? You have achieved it. You are living your truth. So that's basically I want to leave you with for today. It's a lot of work to do, right? Doing that 5 times for each and every single goal. But I really hope that this podcast has supported you on your journey. I would love to hear from you. Whenever you feel like you want to connect, you want to share some feedback, you have a question, please always feel free to reach out to info@ChristineSchlonski.com, and we are more than happy to support you. Maybe we can point you in the right direction. Maybe we can give you a resource, whatever it is, we will see. And if you just want to share your feedback, well, we really would appreciate that, so we know we are on the right track in supporting you. Again, I am wishing you a wonderful, wonderful, magical 2021. If you feel called that you would love to join my upcoming workshop, the HeartSells Magic, starting on January 25th, 2021. It's a 5-day workshop where you get input each and every day. So you can plan about like 60 to 90 minutes every day, where I will take you through my HeartSells power formula, and also where I will answer your questions. So you can have a week full of magic, and you can really transform your mindset into a sales success mindset, where sales conversations become fun conversations of happy clients that convert. Right? If you feel called, I'm going to put a link here in the resource section. And also you can just hop on over to HeartSellsMagic.com and check that out. And I can tell you, I did that workshop last year in German for the German-speaking audience, and they have been blown away. The results were so beautiful to watch, and now I decided to bring that to the English-speaking countries. So if you feel like you want to join, you want to kick off your year in this beautiful way, please come and join the HeartSells Magic at HeartSellsMagic.com. Hop on over to ChristineSchlonski.com for the show notes, the transcript, the resources that I've mentioned, and you find that under the podcast tab. And I just want to say thank you, and looking forward for you to tune in to the next episodes. Subscribe if you have not yet already. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in this beautiful world, and I'm saying bye for now.